All right, so I was just sitting here, and before I decided to tinker with the bowl and the carburetor, I thought to myself, well, I wonder whether or not the fuel tank is low. So I look at the fuel gauge, and lo and behold, this thing's out of fuel. But what's troubling to me is I was almost positive that last time I was messing with this thing, I had left it with about this much fuel in the tank. So where'd all the fuel go? And I did shut off the fuel shut off in here after I got done messing with it last time. So that's kind of disturbing. So now I've put the knob here in what I believe is the reserve position. So I'm going to see what happens now. No, doesn't look like that's helped any. Unless I'm just completely out of fuel. Unless what I had this set at was the reserve position. There's no markings on this new knob that came in on the new shut-off control, so I've got it fully counterclockwise now, which I thought was reserve. I had been trying to run it on fully clockwise, which I thought was on, and I know that the horizontal position is the off position. So I'm going to switch this off. I'm going to top off the fuel and see what happens. This is just very puzzling to me what might be going on here. The last time, my belief was that the float had stuck and it had flooded out the engine. Well, not the last time, but what started me on this whole odyssey of taking the carburetor apart was that I believe the float had stuck after I had initially got this running again, used it for the whole day having fun, and parked it that night and didn't shut the fuel valve off, the shut-off valve into the tank off, because the handle was broken off, and it had flooded out and actually apparently gone into the crankcase because my oil level had gone way, way up. I also fixed an oil leak by replacing a gasket, and I don't see any visible oil leaks under the engine. However, the spyglass here that indicates my oil level, I just noticed now, is showing that there's very low or almost no oil in the engine. So that begs the question, where'd the oil go? Now, we've had an awful lot of snow here, but I just checked where the quad was parked, and I don't see any indication of oil on the ground. Not only that, but I just looked under the engine, and I don't see any indication of oil leakage from under the engine. So, the mysteries abound.